What should we ask the tarot today? I have my Ask the Tarot Love and Abundance Edition Oracle deck that I designed myself. There is a link in the bio to this and to other decks that I've designed, and also for private readings. But in the meantime, what should we ask the tarot today? What happens if I stay in this connection? So let's think of a connection and then take a peek. Spirit, for the viewer, please. What happens if they stay in this connection, please? Okay, bottom of the deck, we have the Death card, the Hermit card, the King of Coins, the Tower card, the Three of Rods, and the Devil card. So the collective that I think that this will resonate for are those who are in a third party twin flame dynamic. If that is not you, then this probably isn't your reading. The Tower card and the Death card are very much telling me that there may be some very sudden and dramatic changes. The Three of Wands in this particular deck really make me feel like this is a third party situation. One who is in the middle, and two who are orbiting their energy. And here we have the Hermit card. Now, in no other deck is the Hermit card anything to do with a twin flame. However, I have always seen this particular card from this particular deck, twin flame. One flame with these two vines representing two bodies. And they are united in their thoughts. I know that we do get very tied up in the romantic side of twin flames, but one of the most prominent parts of a twin flame journey is that of awakening and illumination, remembering your skills and talents from other lifetimes, and that you are a wisdom keeper. Now, typically in a twin flame dynamic, there usually is some kind of obstacle. Whether that is a third party being another person, there could be distance between you, there could be cultural differences, financial obligations, or some other challenge. In this particular instance, I feel quite strongly that it is another person. And the combination of these particular cards are showing that this is potentially a karmic situation. We only have 7 cards on the table, and 4 of those are major arcana. So this to me is showing that this relationship is significant to you. It is very likely that you have gone through many rebirths along this process. And indeed, you have gathered so much knowledge on this journey. Now, if we go back to the traditional meaning of the Three of Rods, it is very much speaking of manifestation and seeing those manifestations coming into fruition. In a traditional deck, we will see this as a man overlooking the ocean and seeing his ships coming in. The fact remains that whoever you are in this card, you are highly magnetic. Botanically, these might not be a perfect replica of poppies, but to me, they very much symbolize those. And poppies for centuries have been used for medicinal purposes, such as opiates. There is something about you, meaning that it is very difficult to get over you, if they can indeed at all. And as a twin flame, that would be even more challenging. I had noticed that under the Death card, there was the Ace of Cups. There is no one like you. You have their heart. What this predominantly looks like to me is that there will be a shift and a change, perhaps even an ending in circumstances. And just the way that the cards fell and the color of each of these cards, to me it feels like those changes are going to be within the karmic relationship. In a collective reading, I will never say whether you should or shouldn't stay. That is totally a personal choice. And even in personal readings, you will often hear me say that the quickest way to bring a twin flame to you is to continue on your journey, as there are many of us as twin flames who have this driving force to move forward. But there does look like there is something secure and grounded, and someone who wants solid commitment. A very genuine energy when they show up as the King of Coins. Let's pull some more cards and see. Spirit, for the viewer, what happens if they stay in this connection? Currently, it feels like third-party situation, Spirit. What do we need to know? What do we need to know? Okay, bottom of the deck. We have the Six of Rods, the Magician, the Strength card, and the Four of Cups. Once again, we have a couple of major arcana. Let's go here first to the Four of Cups. Now, traditionally, the Four of Cups is speaking of boredom and stagnation. Someone who is refusing to see what God, the universe, or their higher self, whichever terminology is preferred, is gifting them. I can see that this is one of the possibilities, that you are the gift, and this person is refusing to see. However, I also see a secondary storyline here. If we look at all of the words on the bottles, they say arsenic, morphine, heroin, and cyanide. These are toxins. And interestingly enough, morphine and heroin are actually derivatives of the seeds from the poppies. But it feels like these toxins feel better placed over here, that they are far more related to the karmic cycle. Because on this side, it feels like there is manifestation and strength that is growing between you and your person. You may have an understanding that you have a hand in all of your fate and in all of your destiny, that the two of you have eternal history. You may have lived many lifetimes together. And if we look closely at this illustration, we see the soft tissue, the tendons, the blood, the ligaments, what goes on behind the surface. And as we move further up the card, we see the physical evidence, the physical hand. So it is shifting from the unseen into the seen. It's interesting as the illustrator has used the backbone to create the outer infinity symbol. And as I look at it, I think of Kundalini energy. You may have experienced this with your person, the tingling from your head to your toes. And this is again an awakening of all of the cells within you. And you are not the only one to feel it, so too do they. We have the femur bone here, known as the strongest bone within the body, the least likely bone to break. So in summary, there is one situation that is going to crumble and fall, something that was maybe necessary to be completed before shifting into this newer energy. There are three main meanings when it comes to the Ace of Cups. One is speaking about a brand new love. Two, it is speaking about a renewal in love. And three, it is speaking of self-love. And these things can happen concurrently. If you are on a twin flame journey, there is no avoiding the self-love aspect. On this side of the board, I see wisdom and enlightenment. I see you learning your manifestation powers and watching them come into fruition. I see a strengthening and deepening bond, one that will become unbreakable. And I see long-term, forever commitment. Not to forget the bottom of the deck card, which speaks of victory, of being chosen, and of success. If you would like to learn what happens if you stay in your connection, then there is a link in my bio to private readings. Once again, I still may be shadow banned on TikTok. I will continue to post there and on my other platforms of YouTube and Instagram. All links to those are also in my bio.